be so kind, tell me who you are and what community you belong to.
It's on now, okay?
Yes.
Jack Ryan. Was a Catholic worker from Peoria, Illinois. Our house is gone now, but it was a real good going house. And I went there after I left the FBI under a flame. I was fired in 1987.
And you had worked previously at the FBI for how many years?
I was an FBI agent for 22 years.
Wow.
And I worked different places in the country, mostly organized crime. Then I got back to my hometown, called an office of preference, for about the last 6-7 years. And I was planning to retire there. And assigned something I'd never worked, foreign counterintelligence. At the same time, I was going through quite an evolution, my whole mind, and embracing the whole idea that I learned of liberation theology.
You've been reading.
Very much, yeah.
Yes.
And I'd even gone back taking some courses in school. And anyway, all of a sudden I find myself confronted with the reality of, I can always say what's going, Central America was a blazing issue then. And
Right.
The atrocities going on there, and our government was just right up to the neck.
Yes. Oh yeah, there were wars happening in Nicaragua, then El Salvador, Guatemala, yes, all over.
And it was our national interest. The government was looking out for us. But and I could blame our CIA, our military, and all of a sudden I get a lead to investigate some peace activists that were fasting on the steps of the Capitol.
While you're still an FBI agent.
Oh yes, very much. And to investigate 4 individuals that I had read about in the counter press, fasting about our policy in Nicaragua, and that's all they were doing. Anyway, I get a lead that is calling them terrorists to investigate what do we know about them, and I found myself confronted with my ideas.
Questioning yourself.
Yeah, and I can hang on another year and I'll be able to retire, get out of this, and do what I want. And I chose to confront it, and I did. I said I won't do it, and they fired me.
Wow.
I was 10 months shy of my pension.
Wow.
And I ended up in a Catholic worker house. Working. And I know Howard Zinn has a line about it. An FBI agent was fired, my name, and ended up in a homeless shelter, as if I was homeless. And I wish he'd put Catholic worker. In other words, I went up in my estimation.
Yes.
And I'm actually working in a Catholic worker. I got very well acquainted with the Catholic worker past 4 or 5 years before that.
Yes.
And the one in Peoria.
Through your work, through your investigation, or just your own interest. Yes.
And nobody in the office, they were calling me Father Ryan. I'm down there helping the bums.
Yes.
Got a kick out of it.
Right.
Without any idea of the significance of what the Catholic work and what it was doing in my mind. And
anyway, when you started, Hoover was still around, right?
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, and for the younger generations who don't read much history, who was Hoover?
Oh, J. Edgar Hoover was almost in charge of the conscience, the moral conscience of the United States. For the world, the government. And
since the 40s, right? 40s, 50s?
Well, yeah, 40s and the 50s big, and I came in the mid-60s. He died in the early 70s, so he was very much present.
Yeah.
And I shook his hand. We all did. We filed a big line, and they're trying to make us scared to death, and something goes wrong, and I remember going through the line. And
he wasn't very tall, right?
No, he wasn't. They had to have him on a bench, and we weren't supposed to.
Also, he had a little box he went up on?
On a step.
A step so that he could be at your level?
We didn't dare look down, because admit it. And his henchman, Clyde.
So back to that worker. Are you happy that you made the choice of moving into community and into a new life?
I am so grateful, and I remain grateful. It hurt me financially.
Yes.
But Yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Have you done any writings about?
Oh, I tried and I got started a couple times.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
Well, keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep it up and keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.